Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, who am I kidding? No ladies are watching this, but we are witnessing another Hutch masterclass, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are witnessing another Hutch masterclass. It feels like every time we have a tri-series in the offices. Now, I've been to their offices, but I've not. I don't know if this is true. I've not seen this, but I feel like in their offices they have two special doors where they keep two designers that kind of make the tri-series requirements and track sets. Okay, behind one door is an actual person with a brain. I'm not even gonna say Hutch employee, just an actual person with a brain that understands common things. And on the other end, there's a clown. Well, no, not even, because a clown could be a human with a brain. On the other end, it's like I don't know, like a chimpanzee or no. You know what? No, chimpanzees are smarter than this. Chimpanzees are smarter than this. But what I'm saying is that on the other side of the door, every so often, every 2 weeks or so, Hutch will open that door, and coming out is some kind of like nuclei or amoeba or some kind of slug that is in charge solely of making a tri-series final. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are now watching. I know I said ladies and gentlemen 3 times. I know ladies that watched the video. Actually, my video is actually, it's sad, but it is what it is. But what am I saying? Oh, yes, we have another tri-series final where it is an absolute design shitfest. Seriously. Now, so many times, okay? And take this entire final as a statement point, as a reinforcement to what I've always said. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I am going to. So many freaking times on my channel, when I have ranked cars and when I have said whether a car is amazing or useless, I have always said that 2 of the most useless niches in the game are all-surface tires and rear-wheel drive standard tires. Rear-wheel drive standard tires is the only niche worse than all-surface tires. And this is basically, this just backs up my entire freaking statement. This entire final allows players to choose between all-surface tires and off-road tires, but the entire freaking final is literally just dominated by the off-road tire cars anyway, namely the Ford Escort, because it is the best car that you can unpack here, which I know a lot of people might say, oh, Blossom, you're now dumb because you didn't Blossom choice that. See how dominant it is. The thing is, though, the moment you bring the Lancia 037 into play, that's going to be the best car here. So that's why the Lancia 037 retained its place. So the Escort is good, but not as good as the Lancia. But in this scenario, it is better than absolutely everything else. It's actually, like, come on. Look, there's 76. Okay, Ultras and above from this pack that you can open. There are 76 unique cars that you can unpack. And doesn't Hutch like pride themselves on the versatility of their game and how they have over 3,000, 4,000 cars in the game or whatever? But then you make or you make events where literally only one car reigns supreme. Like, you can get so much value from the Ford Escort, right? Because yes, I understand that the legendary Porsche Macans and the Cayennes are capable of beating the Escort, but they have to be max. So you're talking about either you get really lucky and you get an epic, which you can upgrade with 15 ultra rares, which are capable of beating legendaries, or you have to spend 15 epics to max out these mediocre legends, right? Well, mediocre, I mean, I know that they're the better Porsches, but still, like, I cannot deny, but I have to call those Porsches mediocre because I have to max out a freaking legend just so I can beat a mid-range rear-wheel drive off-road tire epic. Like, this is actually, I don't know who designs this, bro. Like, literally, sometimes you get rear-wheel drive German World Expo, which is an absolute banger of a final where the track sets make sense, and then sometimes you have something like this. Why? There's no consistency, or maybe there is consistency in being incredibly inconsistent. Seriously, like, you know what would have been a much more strategic final? Because literally this final is just, oh, have Ford Escort or die. But like, what could have been a more, you know what they could have done to make this just a slightly more strategic final, maybe more fun for some people? Very simple. You don't include off-road tires, bro. Like, clearly the person that made this doesn't even know how incredibly overpowered off-road cars are in the game. And that's why I'm saying there are 2 doors at Hutch. You know, behind one door, they open it, a person with a brain will come out and he'll design the final and we'll get a good one like the German World Expo, whatever. And then like on the other end, it's like a slug. Like literally like, you know, just like, oh, ooga booga, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to blah, 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 blah. That's basically whoever designed this, that's you. Anyway, I'm not any smarter, to be fair. But let me just prove my point, okay? So I'm gonna go to Top Drive's records. So here you go. So Top Drive's records, it tells you the best cars for every scenario. And as you can see over here, even on the hairpin road, a maxed out Ford Escort is literally unbeatable. Like it will beat out a maxed out Porsche Cayenne. It will beat out a maxed out Porsche Cayenne Turbo. And you know, another thing that I kind of want to reinforce, which is kind of like a, you know, fuck you at the Hutch developers and designers. I've always said that handling is always so much more important and weight is so much more important. And according to Hutch, like this Cayenne is higher in RQ with 92, this is 91, but almost everywhere that you see in comparison, this Cayenne is going to be better than this Cayenne. Well, yeah, I mean the Turbo Coupe is going to be better than the SE Hybrid. Why? Simply because the 91 has one more handling, but for some reason the other car that's worse is higher in RQ because it has slightly better MRA. Listen, man, your RQ needs to work for cars where they specialize in their specific zones. It doesn't matter if this car has slightly better MRA. If it's not meant to be a dragster, it's not going to be a better car, okay? So I'm going to go through every single one. As you can see right now, it's kind of evenly split. I mean, it's not evenly split, but it's not as incredibly dominant as the Escort. But one thing, like I said, you need to remember, these legends are max. These are maxed legend times, okay? And they're only slightly beating these epics. Literally on the slalom, your second best option is a freaking ultra rare. Not any of the, like, okay, look. I'm going to take away those Cayennes now, right? And the Macans. What do we get? Oh, what do you know? It's all dominated by off-road tires. And once again, there's 76 cars, ultra and above, that you can unpack from this. 72 if you take away the legendaries. And imagine how it feels that everything that you pull in this pack is basically virtually useless if it's not going to be this one car. I mean, like the Raptor is okay on this track set, but it's not okay on all track sets, okay? So we'll go again on the next track set. Oh, what do you know? It's the same freaking thing, bro. And again on the G-Force and the Ocean Beach Slalom, even the Ultras are beating every single epic, and these are max epics that we are talking about, sir. And then we go on to the third track set. Oh, look, it's just all off-road, all of it. It's just your SUVs, your all-surface tire SUVs. Guess what? That means shit, bro. Like it doesn't matter, man. It does not matter. Once again, first track set. Oh, only the IX, and that's why the IX gets the okay tier. But dude, it's just like, I feel like the people sometimes that design these events, they don't even know the game, bro. They don't even know the meta. It's so stupid. It's actually so stupid. Can you imagine? I'm going to tell you straight off the bat. This is supposed to be a pack review, but it's turning into a rant. This pack is not worth opening, dude, because you're going to have 76 cars on the table, and literally 75 of them are freaking useless for this final. Like, it's actually just depressing. Why? You think the odds are in your favor where you're actually going to get a Ford Escort? If you get a Ford Escort from this pack, you are incredibly freaking lucky, let me tell you, okay? Because this is an absolute joke. This literally tells me that people at Hutch do not know how overpowered off-road tire cars are compared to all-surface tire cars. You cannot put them together. It's like literally putting a catfish and a sardine together. The sardine's gonna die, bro. Obviously, you have to put sardines and sardines together. I know that some of these epic all-surface tire cars, they're good, but it's like saying, oh, they're Burnley. Yeah, you're the best team, but you're in the championship. You're comparing that to freaking Manchester City, bro. It doesn't make any sense. So I really hate the people in charge of this game sometimes. Not all of them. There are some really nice people. I've met some of them, like Dimitri and Maria and Katie. They're all really nice, but there are some people working at Hutch behind the scenes, those designers, whatever they are. My God, you guys really give me a tumor, I swear to God. Oh my God. But anyway, let's review this pack. So in a general sense, the Kaiser Daily Driver front car hot garbage. I'm going to be incredibly strict with anything all surface tires here. There's barely going to be any all surface tire car that's going to be Der Kaiser. If anything, I'm going to find the Der Kaiser all surface tire cars, in my opinion, right now. Everything else is going to be below. Because once again, like I said at the start of the video, if you have all surface tires, you are immediately on a disadvantage. If you are not the best all surface tire car in your niche, you are last. Literally, like, they are the definition of if you're not first, you are last. There is no second place. All surface tire cars, they are already suffering from being such an irrelevant niche where, like, if you're not the best, you're done for. So I think the only two worthy of their Kaiser would be the Macan and the BMW iX. I might find a third one somewhere in here that I may have forgotten. You know, special shout out to the AMG G63, but at most that's daily driver. But let's go through this really quickly, okay? So anything with off-road tires is definitely their Kaiser. And then honestly, if you handle okay, but you are all surface tires, then I'm gonna put you in frequent provider. If you don't handle okay for your RQ and you are all surface tires, then you're either pernicious ulcer or hog garbage. It really just, you know, honestly, pernicious ulcer and hog garbage in this video, it's the same thing, really. They're both just gonna be completely useless. So I think that these are okay because they handle pretty well, and I remember that they're relatively light. I've reviewed those cars before. This one also, it's okay because, you know, the lighter Audis, like the Q2 Q3s, they're fine. You get to the Q7s and it's just a bit of a mess. Yeah, this one is a pernicious ulcer. I mean, for a 60 it's just horrible. This is a pernicious ulcer. I might even bring some of these cars down. IX is gonna low 0 to 60 and is useful in the electric challenge, but outside of that, it doesn't really bring much to the table. The IX Drive 50, that's okay just because it has MRA, so that's like all right, I guess. And then like these low RQ epics are actually genuinely hot garbage because they bring as much value as these low RQ ultras in terms of, like, they're not gonna win anything, like they're gonna lose in their rarity, and the epics are even further devalued in my opinion because they're just like 10 times more expensive to upgrade. So like, yeah, definitely hot garbage. The Ram is a pernicious ulcer. I love Dodge, don't get me wrong, but that isn't good enough to be a dragster. Obviously the Prototipo, I mean, that's Blossom Choice, that's their Kaiser for sure. And then Bronco, I mean, it looks okay, so I'm gonna put it in daily driver. Yeah, this one I'm gonna say pernicious ulcer. This is pernicious ulcer. This is pernicious ulcer. I mean, like most of these cars, okay, this one looks alright. Like the Maverick looks okay. I'm gonna put it in frequent provider. I know it handles pretty well and it's relatively light, kind of similar to those Audis. The Ford Mustang Mach-E, it looks okay. I'll put it here as well. Ford Ranger is gonna be pernicious ulcer. Ranger Raptor is a pernicious ulcer. Territory Pro, look away. Not Rambucha, look away. Clarkson, look away. Adventura, yeah. Okay, that's alright. That's okay. I mean, this is like, you know, I don't think it's light, but it handles alright for a 68. Next up is and it has its niches being like the only all surface tire learn the Savannah Way car. So like, or like the best, I think, learn the Savannah Way all surface tire, something like that. And then the Equinox, yeah, 6.973. But it's RQ 60 at the same time. These Audis can hit 53 at, you know, 73 at 54 and 55, so that's pernicious ulcer. The Avalanche is actually, oh, what happened there? The Avalanche is actually okay. Wait, I want to make sure I'm still recording. I don't know what that was. Okay, I am. Yeah, the Avalanche is actually okay. I'll give it freaking provider. I mean, it is actually the best all surface tire car in some niches. I think Hairpin Road is one of them as well. I might actually move it up to daily driver, just one of the better ones. This one is freaking provider because this is just like a faster version, but handles less. And then the 1-tonner, it's kind of light and it's, but it doesn't handle. I'm gonna put in pernicious also. H3T, I mean, yeah, off-road tires, but 66 handling, yeah, just get lost, bro. Corsair, yeah, I mean, these are new cars, but like I can already tell that they're probably not going to be very useful. So I'm just gonna, you know what, in all honesty, they all are just pernicious ulcers. Like, you're not really gonna be using any of these too often at all. Okay, Benz. I'm actually gonna move that freaking provider. It's 80 handling and it's 53. There's gonna be a cutoff somewhere. I think 53 is low enough where 80 handling is actually somewhat decent. Because I know these Lincolns can hit 80, but then they're like 54. This is 55. So yeah, it doesn't count. The Minis are alright. I know that one is better than the other, but I can't remember. I think it's the PHEV that's better than the other. I'll put both of them as average. They're okay. They're light. They handle all right. The Cayenne's okay. The View, whatever, is just, you know what? No, that's actually hot garbage. I don't know. Again, really, you can interchange pernicious ulcer and hot garbage for this tier. All of this is just crap. This thing is really disappointing. I'm gonna put it in freaking provider though. SQ8 is daily driver. It's okay. X2 is okay. X6 is average. Dark Shadow is average again. No, you know what though? 75 handling, that's 83 handling when you max it out for an RQ 72. Not good enough. I'm gonna move it to Pernicious Ulcer. Bronco Raptor, you can't really go wrong with an epic 4-wheel drive, also tires. Yes, okay, fine. Should I put it in Interkaiser? The thing is though, it's like, it's still worse than the Lancia 037. When I think of the Escort, I can't help but think that it is worse than the Lancia 037. And the Lancia 037 is cheaper to use, you know what I mean? Like, at least like the Fiat Prototipo is the best in class for ultra rare. The A-Bar 500 R3T is the best in class. It's actually better than the Biposto, so you know, there you go. So it's like, you know, it is very, very dominant in this final, but it's just this final. The Lancia 037 is still a better car, and it's cheaper to use. I don't know if I should put because every time I've reviewed a pack where the Escort has been a car of, you know, reviewing, I've always put it in Daily Driver. Like, I've never put it in Kaiser because of that reason that's behind. But I guess since now we are having like non-stop, like, I feel like since World Expo, Hutch has literally forgotten that updates before World Expo even existed. Like, every single final we've had is just World Expo and something, World Expo and something. So because of that, this is kind of like your chapter 2 or your new age Lancia 037. So fine, I'll put it into Kaiser. F-150 Lightning is Pernicious Ulcer. It's just a 0 to 60. The F-150, the new Raptor, yeah, fine, that's Kaiser, because all the other Raptors got cut in handling. Tremor is okay. It's actually really light, and it handles well. It's a discount Colorado. But for the same reason why I think that the Ford Escort is a discount Lancia 037, if all we're going to get is just World Expo crap from now on, then the Maverick is going to be, well, still not the Kaiser, because even though it's a discount Colorado, it's still a discount Raptor, but then, okay, yeah, okay, cool. Ranger Tremor is going to be here with the Bronco Raptor. Aviator is Pernicious Ulcer. AMG, this one is alright. I mean, alright as in like freaking provider, not decent. The Countryman is okay as well. These minis are light. The Cayenne is okay because 87 handling is impressive. This Cayenne is actually okay too because 84 handling for a 66 is alright. I feel like the cutoff should be 77 if you're epic though. That's why like the Commodore is here because that's 77. The Mustang is 77. So I think 77 is the cutoff. So I'm gonna move the Cayenne down. See, I am consistent. Cayenne up to frequent provider because 79. You're 76, so you're Pernicious Ulcer. You're 79, so you're up there. And then the legendaries. Okay, legendaries. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think any legendary deserves to be Der Kaiser if they're not the best of the best, and the best of the best is the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. But then again, you know, the question of, oh, if we're talking about World Expo and above, and it seems like every event nowadays is just World Expo and above, then the best option will be the Cayenne Turbo. So I think with that exception, I will put this into Kaiser, but the rest are just going to be Daily Driver. As you saw in the comparisons earlier, this car is better than this. Even though this is cheaper in RQ, handling is everything when it comes to off-road. So yeah, dude, the funniest thing is that for this final, like, if they made it all off-road, the off-road tires would still be the best. If they made it all on-road, the off-road tires would still be the best. So if they wanted to do, they could have done it two ways. They could have done just take away off-road tires and just make an all-surface tire final, or they make it off-road tires and all-surface tires and maybe put one dirt track set that's dry for the off-road tire to run around, so you can use one Escort or you can use one F-150, and then just have a bunch of all-surface tire, have a bunch of all dry but wet asphalt where off-roads will suffer but all-surface tire cars would flourish. They could have done that, but they didn't, because like I said, for this Tri-Series final, it was designed by a slug. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Let me know down in the comments below if you disagree or agree. But if you should open the pack or not, obviously just don't. It's garbage. Like the odds, the odds are garbage. Like if you're opening it for the prize car, which is a mediocre prize car, so mediocre, I didn't even bother making an autobiography for it. But yeah, it's just not worth it. You're looking for a needle in a haystack. You're literally looking for the Escort. There are so many cars here that are just a genuine waste of your time. So yeah, once again, guys, just don't open this pack. Save your money. This is just bullshit. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna stay safe. Wash your hands. Blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my